Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the IELTS Speaking Mastery. This is me, 𝐀𝐝𝐦𝐬𝐬𝐢𝐧𝑠, joining you from Nicus Academy. Yes, we've come with yet another IELTS Speaking Live, and today we've come with Part 8 questions, and we'll be discussing those questions, and I hope you're all ready for it. Are you all ready for it? Yes, so every Monday we come here with IELTS Speaking Mastery, and I hope you know that, and Monday mornings are all fresh after a day's break and after having fun, and I hope you're all in the mood to learn, or maybe some people may not be because they had a break and they wouldn't be in the mood to learn. But whatever it be, let's try to understand something new today, different aspects, different ways in which we can answer questions, your PowerPoint questions. You'll get 2 PowerPoint questions, and then you'll get part 2, and then your part 3. So when you start answering your questions, you'll be starting off with answering your PowerPoint questions. And if you're feeling really comfortable, and if you're answering it really well, you'll feel a bit confident when you're answering your part 2 and part 3 questions. So it's really important that we spend some time on our PowerPoint to have an idea about how to answer it perfectly. Alright, so if you look at your PowerPoint questions, you can understand these are all everyday social topics, like questions are in everyday social context. You can have like really difficult questions like about anything that you need to have a research on, but these are like simple topics, and sometimes that is the reason it is really, it becomes a bit tricky to some students, because the topics are simple, but we don't talk about those things almost every day. Like, we might have not thought of it that way, so that makes it a bit complex. So without wasting much time, I think we can move on to the questions. The first group of questions I have brought today is going to be on friends. So again, friends are like, we have friends, we are comfortable with talking about friends, but sometimes when the question is asked, we'll be stuck and we'll have no idea what to say. So we should avoid such things. We should be more comfortable with it, so for which you have to practice. And I'll give you different ways of answering it, and you can take certain things from it. You can be influenced by those answers, and you can say an answer on your own. You can use some words, some new words in it, or how I've put the ideas in it, or what type of ideas have I put in it, and those kinds of things can be noted and can be applied. Alright, so let's see. I'll show the questions now. The material will be shown on the screen. You'll be able to see the questions on the screen, and I'll also show the answers. Alright, the first one is on friends. Okay, the first question: how important are friends to you? Try to answer these questions. Yes? Would you like to answer this question? How important are friends to you? So you can say, if you don't want to repeat the question, the words and the question, you can start by saying, I'm so much into my friends. Simple. I'm giving you the simple ways, like the words that we always use, and but are different. Okay? When they say you have to showcase the range of vocabulary, they're not asking you to use the most difficult words, or use the words that we mostly see in writings. You don't have to use it. I mean, there is a way in which you speak, there is a way in which you write. There are certain vocabularies you use for your writing, and there are vocabularies that you use for your speech. So it's just that you should be using the accurate and appropriate words, like I've said it before. So always remember, for these kind of questions, if you don't want to repeat the word, I mean, it's better that you don't put a word in the question. You can say something that's different, something like, I'm not into it, or friends are everything to me. When I say that, I'm avoiding the usage important. so I might sound different. It sounds like I'm paraphrasing the question. All right? Okay. How important are friends to you? Friends are my world. I really love spending time with them. We chit chat and we share so many things, and it's actually a therapy for me to spend time with them. So they are one of the most important parts of my life. Right? Just put words together naturally. Or you can say, friends are my world. I mostly spend my time with my friends. Like in a week, I spend at least 2 days with my friends because they mean everything to me. And we sometimes go out, sometimes we watch movies together, sometimes we play games, or sometimes we just sit and talk and share the food that we've all cooked together. So it's always fun, and I've always felt like they've been with me during the tough times of my life, and I don't think I would ever be able to survive without them. This is like an elaborate way of answering it, but try to connect yourself and answer this question so that things will be easier. You will have a lot of things to say. Let's look at the answer. I'm showing you the written thing. It's not that I want you to copy this or anything, but you can have a better idea about how to answer. I'm showing different ways of answering questions. Yes, look at it. Friends mean everything to me. Although I've only a few, I deeply cherish each one. This is like a different way of answering it. Like what I said was different, and this is a bit different. Spending time with them, sharing my innermost thoughts. Yes, sharing my innermost thoughts, and simply enjoying their company brings me immense joy. They've been there for me during difficult times. They will always hold a special place in my heart. Alright? I hope it's clear. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask me. Alright? Hi, Karina Fernandez. So happy to see you. Next question. Do you often go out with your friends? Do you often go out with your friends? Alright, little words can be changed. Look at it. Often you can say, like I never. Always. I go out with my friends sometimes. Then share while traveling, enjoying meals together, and have time for chit chat, friendship, and jokes along the way. This is a beautiful way of answering this question. Alright? Now let's look at the next question. Where do you often meet your partner? I mostly like to meet with my friends in Catskill. But what we usually do is we meet in a ferry because it's so beautiful and to look at the river from the land. And it's actually, there's benches there, we sit there, it's very windy, so it's very comfortable. We can sit and chit chat and have snacks, or sometimes we play games there, so it's always fun to do that. Let's look at it. We usually convene at mall's food court nearby. This is another way of giving that answer, as it's convenient for everyone. Alternatively, we crave the outdoors. We opt for meetings at the ferry. During the mall visits, we explore various shops, indulge in meals, and try out new things. Conversely, ferry meetups entail relishing nature, engaging in lively conversations before heading home. Alright? Yes. Then, or another way of answering this question is we mostly meet at the food court of a mall near our house because it's easily accessible. So it's convenient for everyone. For that we're using a different word, which is easily accessible. Okay? Note that word. You can say it's more convenient for us or easily accessible for us. We also gather at a ferry when we are in the mood to be outdoors. So if we're meeting at the mall, we explore all the shops. So just explaining what you do at the mall. Shops and enjoy meals, experimenting with something new. If you are meeting at the ferry, we simply enjoy nature, chit chat, and then return home. Alright? So first you're saying the places you like to visit, or not visit, like actually meet, the places where you meet, and then adding one more thing. What do you do there? So that your answer is 2 to 3 sentences. Otherwise it would be just one sentence and it would be suddenly over. Alright? Yes. Are you ready for the next question? Yes. Let's move on to the next one. What do you usually do with your friends? So first mention the activities. I mostly sit and talk with my friends. That's the main thing I do when I'm with my friends. So we all sit together and share our most thoughts and feel relaxed, and that works like therapy for all of us. Then we play games and have food together, or sometimes even plan trips together, or make some plans for our future and things like that. When I hang out with my friends, here we can use that word hang out. It's all about chatting, eating, and having fun. Our priority is always to engage in lively conversations, exchange gossip, and joke around. Here you're a bit more descriptive. We use this time to share what's happening in our lives, almost like a therapy session. Isn't it? It's always a therapy to be with a friend, share things, and have fun. Afterwards, we explore various food options, enjoying the excitement of trying something new. Occasionally, we also indulge in silly games or watch movies together. Alright? Next set of questions. That's gonna be our favorite day. Like, I often wonder how do we find these different topics and that are very simple but at the same time could be a bit tricky for some students. Favorite day. Like, what's your favorite day? How do you like it? What's your least favorite day? And questions like that. That's what you can expect here. Let's see. Which day is your favorite? You can say my birthday is my favorite day because I get a lot of gifts and we cut cake and my family takes me out for a dinner. And also I get to wear a brand new clothing. So I really like it because it's fun to receive gifts. That's what one type of an answer would look like. Or you can say my favorite day is Saturday because it's weekend and that gives me a feeling like when I work on Saturdays I have this feeling, okay, the next day would be a holiday and I can have some more fun. Just the thought of it makes me really happy, so I like it more than Sunday. Another way of answering it. I've actually shown 2 ways of answering the same question. Let's look at the answer. I don't really have a favorite day, but Sundays hold a special place in my heart because that's when my entire family comes out together. I cherish our time spent together so much. Sunday lunches are particularly memorable, and afterward we usually engage in fun activity like visiting a park or a mall. Is it clear? All right. Next one. Which day is your least favorite day? You can say my least favorite day is when there is a strike. The day when there is a strike. Because it makes me feel really frustrated. I wouldn't be able to go out or get anything. I'll have to stay home like I'm imprisoned. So I hate that feeling and it makes me really depressed, agitated, and annoyed. So I hate to do it. Or like a weekday. You can talk about a weekday. My least favorite day is Monday because I have Monday blues on Mondays and I'm not in a mood to go for work, but I have to go for work. So that kind of feeling makes me hate Mondays. Okay? Let's look at the answer. My least favorite day is Monday because I usually experience the Monday blues. Additionally, I have extra work in my office on Mondays, which I hate. After enjoying a fun weekend, transitioning to the back to hectic work is really hard for me, which is why I dislike Mondays. Is it clear? All right, let's move on to the next question. How do you usually spend your time? I mostly spend my day doing some works because I'll be at work and I work for 6 to 7 hours. Then I get back home and I do something I really love. For example, watching TV or reading a book or taking a cold shower or something like that. And then after 2-3 hours, spending 2-3 hours for me, I will do some kind of workout. I hate to do it, but I know it's important that I do it for my body, so I work out for like 30-40 minutes, after which I go take naps. So I mostly spend my time doing some kind of work for the company I'm working. Or since you're going for IELTS, you can say something like this. So I used to spend most of my time doing work and taking care of my kids and family and everything. But now what I do is I spend most of my time working and then the rest of the time learning and preparing for my IELTS because I want to go abroad. Something like that. I typically spend, yes, instead of usually, we're using the word typically. I typically spend my time being active and engaged in various activities. I dedicate 6 to 7 hours to my office work. Then I allocate a few hours to spend with my family and a few hours for self-care. I believe in maintaining a balance in life. Okay? Clear? Now let's have a look at questions on rain. Do you like rainy days? You can say something like, I'm a huge fan of, I'm so fond of, anything can be said. Instead of like. I'm a huge fan of rainy days because I love it. I love to see how it rains, and I love how the nature looks all drenched in the rainwater and very pretty and fresh and all that. So I really like rainy days. Or you can say I hate rainy days because on rainy days the whole nature, because I feel like the whole nature is sad and looks gloomy. That makes me gloomy and depressed, so I hate rainy days. So read it. Read the answer. I don't like rainy days. In fact, I hate them because the rain and cloudy weather or cloudy atmosphere make me feel really depressed and uncomfortable. Additionally, the whole city becomes damp, wet, and flooded, leading to lots of illnesses. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the temperature dropping when it rains. Different things why you hate. If you want to say you like it, like the points I mentioned before, you can add those points. Okay? Yes. Next one. Does it rain much in your city? It actually rains a lot in my city, but only during the months of June, July, and August. But most of the other months, it does not rain much in my city. So it depends on time. But when it rains, it really rains so much. Doesn't always rain. Another answer is given. It doesn't always rain much in my city, but we experience heavy rainfall during the months of June, July, and August. Occasionally, we also get rains during December and the in-between summers. The rains that occur during summers are referred to as summer rains. Alright? Yes. Next one. Would you like to live in a place that is dry or wet? I personally like to be in a place that's dry for so many reasons. One is the hygiene reason, because wet places are always damp and there would be a lot of illnesses and contagious diseases and the bacteria that develop this. So I'm really uncomfortable in places that are wet and damp. A drier place is actually better in ways like you can stay hygienic and you always get a positive vibe because it's not always raining, and it is not always cloudy, so you get a better vibe. I prefer living in dry environments because I believe they're more hygienic and secure. Additionally, I find that dry climates positively affect my mental well-being, as even a single day of rain can quickly lead to feelings of depression for me. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Would you change your plan if it rained? It depends. If I've planned an outdoor activity for which it is okay to be raining, then I may not cancel it. But if it is something that is an outdoor activity but raining would affect it so badly, then I would definitely cancel my plan. And also, if it's an indoor activity, I wouldn't cancel my plan. So it all depends on what kind of activity, what kind of plans I've actually made. But, however, having said that, I will stop all my plans. I'll change all my plans if I see that it was very extremely rainy and it's not safe to even go out. All right? It depends. If I've planned an outdoor activity like football, a picnic, or any other outdoor sport, then I might cancel. However, if it's an indoor activity like an indoor game or a dinner at a friend's house or email, then I may not cancel. If the rain is very heavy and unsafe to leave the house, I may cancel plans regardless of whether they are indoor or outdoor, or even if I've been planning them for a long time. You can take a lot of words from it, how it's phrased, and all of that. Alright? Or you can say it another way. It varies. For instead of it depends, you can use the word varies. If I've planned an outdoor activity, it's just football or a picnic, I might cancel. But for indoor activities like games or dinner with friends, I may not. However, if the rain is excessively heavy and poses a safety risk, I might cancel plans regardless of whether they're indoors or outdoors, even if I've been looking forward to them for a while. Clear? Is it clear? Okay, this is one way you can answer it. Day off. Like, what do you do when you get a day off and things like that? When was the last time you had a few days off? The last time I had a few days off was for Easter, because we got a holiday for a Good Friday, and then on Saturday, and because it was the second Saturday, and then on Easter. So I got 3 days off. That was the last time I got off, and I haven't gotten any off after that. All right. Then we can look at the next question. What do you usually do when you have your days off? What do you usually do when you have your days off? I mostly sleep when I get a day off because I have been working for so many days continuously, and then I would want some time off, so that would be the first thing I'll be doing on a day that's off. But I will also try to do something creative if I get a few days off. But the first thing I'll be doing when I get off would be just sleeping. Alright, these are some questions for you to try on your own. For all the other questions, you had sample answers. You can say an answer on your own, and you can refer that answer and see how it is. Alright? Do you usually spend your days off with your parents or with your friends? I love my friends, and I love spending time with them, and I mostly spend time with my friends. So whenever I get an off, I try to spend time with my family, because it's more important to me than friends, and I love spending time with my family than spending time with my friends. So if it's an off day, I mostly try to spend time with my family, and if they're busy, that's when I would spend time with my friends. All right? So you should try these kind of answers, like these kind of questions, and you should answer these questions, and you should comment them in the comment box. All right? What would you like to do if you had a day off tomorrow? Like I mentioned before, if I had a day off tomorrow, I will definitely be sleeping. That's what I would like to do if I got it. Or if you want to say you want to go shopping, you can say that. Or just take some rest, or you can say that. Or if you want to go buy some clothes, that's another thing that you can say. All right? So today we discussed questions on day off. Then we discussed questions on rain. So then we discussed questions on favorite day. So rain, favorite day. Then the first thing that we discussed was friends. So friends, favorite day, rain, then a day off. So these are all like very simple questions, okay? No complication at all. Just a matter of you understanding how to answer each question. So I told you the method in which you can answer it. First, answer that question in one sentence and then give an explanation to it. So which is your favorite day? My favorite day is, or I'm fond of, or I really like Saturdays, because Saturdays are really beautiful days. This is the last day of the week and you are anticipating the beautiful holiday that's going to come. So that feeling of waiting for a holiday and working thinking you'll have a holiday tomorrow is just so much fun. I love that feeling. So I love Saturdays for it. Okay? Yes, that's what you can do. So what I'm trying to say is every time, like all the time, whenever you answer a question, this is how you can answer. So if you have any questions related to your speaking, you can comment and I will be answering it. All right? Yes. So if you have any questions related to any of the questions that we discussed today, you can ask me. So we'll start with the question, how important are friends to you? And we did, do you often go out with your friends? Like these are all simple questions. So the only thing is you should find a word synonym for often, important, friends, and if you can find some alternatives for it, that's good. But even if that's not there, trust me, you can still get good scores. It's good that if you do that. But even if it is not there, you can still manage to get good marks if you have the other assessment criteria like fluency, coherence, then vocabulary, grammatical range and accuracy, pronunciation. These are the main things. All right, that's what you should be doing. All right. So you have to comment your way of answering these questions. How would you answer if you were given these questions? All right. So for how important are friends to you, how will you answer this question? For do you often go out with your friends, how would you answer it? You should try it. And another way to see if you're speaking things well is to record yourself. Always, even for, I mostly say this for part 2 questions, but even for part 1 you can do that. You can take a phone and record yourself and see how you're speaking, how you're actually answering this question. You can look at the mirror and speak. You can work on your fluency like that. All right. And how will you improve your vocabulary? If you think your vocabulary is really weak, watch some English interviews, podcasts, listen to podcasts, and every day learn at least 2 words. All right. I mostly say if you want to improve it for your lifetime, like you are improving it not just for the exam, but to have good language, then I would say just 1. But since we're preparing for an exam and we need to use these words for the exam, so just learn 2 good words. So how will you learn it? Either you watch a movie or a sitcom or something, and then there you're finding a word and you're learning it. Or the simple thing that you can do is you can take a question, try to answer it, and look for the synonyms of few words that you've used there and learn those words. A very new word. All right. So that's how you can improve it. So always remember your speaking practice is important for listening and all. If you've watched a listening live, you would know I've said that even if you practice on alternate days for those students who have 35 or above, it would still be okay. But for this one, you have to practice almost every day. All right, every day you have to practice and practice speaking in English and improve your exposure. Work on your exposure to the language. Okay, so I'll show you the questions we discussed and the answers once again. Where do you often meet each other? The places where we meet. So say about the places once again and then explain it and what you do there. That's what you did. Some people even have problem making content, like what to say. They don't know. They might be good at the language, but they don't know what to say. But if you don't have, or if you don't know what to say, actually, then it is very difficult. All right, so these things can actually help you find ideas. What do you usually do with your friends? So this is what I do, like playing games, having food together, going out for movies. You can mention those activities and explain it. All right. Then about favorite day. Which day is your favorite? So for these type of questions, like I mentioned, I showed you two answers. One is saying that your birthday is your favorite day. Another one is saying Monday. So any day would be fine. So if you're confused and if you were still doubtful, you can even ask the examiner. All right, you don't have to quite ask them because this is not very confusing, but if there is anything, you can clarify it. All right, which day is your least favorite day? And the same thing that I said is applicable to this question as well. And how do you usually spend your time? How? So what all things you do in a day. I typically spend my time being active and engaged in various activities. I dedicate 6 to 7 hours to my office work. Then I allocate few hours to spend time with my family, few hours for self-care. I believe in maintaining a balance in life. This is like a very simple answer, but still you've said all the points, right? So try to do that. And then we had questions on rainy days, like liking questions. Liking questions are very common in IELTS. Like, do you like something? So you can tell your preference. So does it rain much in your city? So every time when you're watching the live, when you see this question, don't look at the answers that I'm giving here first. First say it in your own way, then look at the answers, then make a different answer and record it and listen to it and see if you're saying it right, what kind of mistakes you're mostly making. And next question was, would you like to live in a place that is dry or wet? All right. So I prefer living in dry environments because hygienic and secure. Whatever comes to your mind could be said. See, the thing is, for your speaking and all, you don't have something like right answers or wrong answers. All answers could be right, as long as you're answering to the question. But it's about how well you're answering that decides your score. Okay. Now, at the end, I've given few questions without samples for you to try. But while you're trying it, I've actually said the answer, so I don't have the written sample for it. So if you have any questions, just always feel free to ask me. Okay. These 4 questions. These 4 questions, mainly your homework, but I've actually given you this. Consider this as a homework, something that you do at home, and you practice this question and try to write an answer. Speak an answer and check it with this. All right, record yourself and listen to it. Speaking is something which has to be learned by speaking. All right. Yes. So if that's it, if you don't have any questions, we'll call it a day. We'll see you on IELTS Speaking Mastery on next Monday. Stay tuned. Bye bye. Have a beautiful day.